Shalom, friends. Today, we will explore one of the most profound and overlooked statements made by Rabbi Yeshua. Salvation is from the Jews. This statement, found in the Gospel of John, carries immense theological weight and offers deep insight into the sacrificial role of the Jewish people in God's redemptive plan for humanity. Through this lens, we will examine the Jewish struggle and its connection to the salvation of the Gentiles. By the end of this video, you will understand why Gentiles are called to love and honor the Jewish people. This exploration will be grounded in the two greatest commandments, to love God and to love your neighbor. Rabbi Yeshua's words, salvation is from the Jews, emphasize the foundational role of the Jewish covenant in God's redemptive plan. In the Torah, God made a covenant with Abraham, promising that through his descendants, all the nations of the earth would be blessed. As it is written in Genesis chapter 12, verses 1 through 3, "Now the Lord said to Abram, leave your country and your relatives and your father's house, and go to the land that I will show you. I will make of you a great nation. I will bless you and make your name great. You will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and I will curse him who curses you. All the families of the earth will be blessed through you." This covenant established the Jewish people as the chosen stewards of God's law and his revelation to humanity. Through the Torah, the prophets, and the writings, the Jewish people preserved God's word and made his will known to the world. Rabbi Yeshua himself affirmed the enduring validity of the Jewish covenant, stating in Matthew chapter 5, verses 17 through 19, "Do not think that I came to destroy the Torah or the prophets. I did not come to destroy, but to fulfill. For most certainly I tell you, until heaven and earth pass away, not even one smallest letter or one tiny pen stroke shall in any way pass away from the Torah until all things are accomplished. Therefore, whoever shall break one of the least of these commandments and teach others to do so shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven. But whoever shall do and teach them shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven." The Apostle Paul sheds light on the mysterious role of the Jewish people in salvation history, explaining that their hearts have been partially hardened so that salvation could come to the Gentiles. As it is written in Romans chapter 11, verses 25 through 27, "For I do not desire you to be ignorant, brothers, of this mystery, so that you will not be wise in your own conceits, that a partial hardening has happened to Israel until the fullness of the Gentiles has come in, and so all Israel will be saved. Even as it is written, a deliverer will come out of Zion. He will turn away ungodliness from Jacob. This is my covenant with them when I will take away their sins." This partial hardening is not a sign of divine rejection, but a temporary measure to fulfill God's greater plan. The prophet Isaiah also spoke of this phenomenon, as it is written in Isaiah chapter 6, verses 9 through 10. He said, "Go and tell this people, you hear indeed, but do not understand, and you see indeed, but do not perceive. Make the heart of this people fat, make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, hear with their ears, understand with their heart, and turn again and be healed." The Talmud echoes this theme, interpreting Israel's suffering and struggle as a means of bringing light to the nations. In Bava Metzia, folio 59b, it is written, "The suffering of Israel is a purification for the world, for through their trials the nations may know the righteousness of God." Rabbi Yeshua's life and mission reflect the broader struggles of the Jewish people. Just as he was rejected by his own people and suffered for the sake of the world, the Jewish people have endured persecution and exile while serving as a light to the nations. As it is written in Isaiah chapter 53, verses 3 through 5, "He was despised and rejected by men, a man of suffering and acquainted with disease. He was despised as one from whom men hid their face, and we did not respect him. Surely he has borne our sicknesses and carried our suffering. Yet we considered him plagued, struck by God, and afflicted. But he was pierced for our transgressions, he was crushed for our iniquities. The punishment that brought our peace was on him, and by his wounds we are healed." This passage, often associated with Rabbi Yeshua as the suffering servant, also symbolizes the collective experience of the Jewish people who have borne the weight of history for the sake of God's redemptive plan. Rabbi Yeshua taught that the greatest commandments are to love God and to love one's neighbor. These commandments demand that Gentiles honor and love the Jewish people, who have played a central role in their salvation. As Paul writes in Romans chapter 11, verses 17 through 18, "But if some of the branches were broken off, and you, being a wild olive, were grafted in among them and became a partaker with them of the root and of the richness of the olive tree, do not boast over the branches. But if you boast, it is not you who support the root, but the root who supports you." Gentiles owe a debt of gratitude to the Jewish people for their role in salvation history. Loving the Jewish people is not only an act of gratitude, but also an act of obedience to Rabbi Yeshua's commandments. The hardening of Jewish hearts means that many are deprived of recognizing Rabbi Yeshua as the Messiah. This spiritual deprivation has made their lives harder, yet it serves God's plan for the world. As it is written in Zechariah chapter 12, verse 10, "I will pour on the house of David and on the inhabitants of Jerusalem the spirit of grace and of supplication. They will look to me whom they have pierced, and they shall mourn for him, as one mourns for his only son, and will grieve bitterly for him, as one grieves for his firstborn." Gentiles are called to mourn this deprivation and pray for the restoration of the Jewish people. Salvation is from the Jews, and this truth calls Gentiles to love, honor, and support the Jewish people. Their struggle and sacrifices are central to God's redemptive plan, and their role in history is a testament to the profound love of God. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more biblical insights. God bless.